Runaway teen returned a lost Hell's Angels ring without knowing its value. What they did shocked everyone. Rain drummed against the cracked pavement like 1,000 whispered regrets. 17-year-old Eli stood beneath the flickering neon of the rusted Halo bar, shivering in a threadbare hoodie 2 sizes too big, his only shield against a world that had long since stopped caring. He clutched something small and heavy in his palm, a silver ring etched with a coiled serpent swallowing its own tail. It had glinted in the gutter outside the gas station that morning, half buried in mud and broken glass. Eli didn't know it was worth more than everything he owned combined. He didn't know it belonged to Marcus Kaine, the president of the Iron Serpents, one of the most feared outlaw motorcycle clubs on the West Coast. All he knew was it wasn't his, and keeping it would have felt like stealing from someone who might need it more than he did. With trembling hands, he pushed open the bar door. Inside, smoke hung thick in the air, and silence fell the moment he stepped over the threshold. Men with leather cuts, scars, and eyes hardened by decades of survival turned to stare. At the far end of the room, Marcus Kaine sat alone, nursing a whiskey, his knuckles bruised, his expression unreadable, until he saw the ring in Eli's outstretched hand. "You dropped this," Eli mumbled, voice barely above a whisper. "Back at the Texaco." Kaine didn't move at first. Then slowly, deliberately, he reached out and took it. His thumb brushed over the serpent engraving, a symbol of loyalty, rebirth, and brotherhood. Something shifted in his gaze. Not suspicion, not anger. Wonder. "Why'd you bring it back?" Kaine asked, voice rough as gravel. Eli shrugged. "'Cause it's yours." In that moment, Kaine saw what no one else had. Not a runaway, not a liability, but a kid whose heart hadn't been broken beyond repair. But kindness has consequences in a world ruled by shadows. Unbeknownst to Eli, that ring had been lost during a brutal alley fight between Kaine and men working for Sheriff Dalton Crow, a man whose badge hid a soul steeped in greed and cruelty. Crow had been trying to squeeze protection money from the Iron Serpents for months. When Kaine refused, Crow declared war. And now, the reappearance of the ring gave Crow the perfect excuse to frame Kaine for assault, or worse. That night, Kaine called an emergency meeting. "The sheriff's hunting us," Dutch, the club's strategist, warned, pacing the garage floor. "If he finds out Eli returned that ring, he'll twist it into proof we're manipulating a minor." Mercy, the club medic and only woman among them, spoke softly. "Eli's got bruises under those sleeves, old ones. His stepmother. It got bad enough he ran with nothing but the clothes on his back." A heavy silence settled over the room. Then Kaine stood. "We protect him. Not if, we protect him." From that night on, Eli wasn't just a stray kid sleeping in their spare room. He became family. Mercy taught him how to stitch a wound. Dutch showed him how to spot a tail car. Brick, the gentle giant with fists like sledgehammers, made sure Eli ate 3 meals a day, even if he had to chase him down with a plate of pancakes. But Crow wasn't done. He raided the Serpent's garage under false pretenses, planted evidence, and dragged Eli in for questioning. In a cold interrogation room, Crow leaned across the table, smiling like a wolf. "They're using you, son. That ring, it's blood money. You're just their pawn." Eli said nothing, because for the first time in his life, he was believed in. Then came the betrayal. One of their own, Rook, a prospect hungry for favor, fed Crow half-truths, hoping to climb the ranks of law enforcement instead of outlaw brotherhood. The final showdown came on a rain-slicked highway under a sky bruised purple with storm clouds. Crow blocked the road with cruisers, lights flashing like judgment. He demanded Kaine surrender Eli or face federal charges. Instead, Kaine did something no one expected. He unclipped his patch, the sacred emblem of the Iron Serpents, and let it fall to the wet asphalt. One by one, his brothers followed. Dutch, Mercy, Brick. Even Rook, ashamed, removed his cut without a word. "We're not hiding behind colors tonight," Kaine said, stepping forward. "We stand as men." Crow laughed until Kaine pulled out his phone and played a recording. Crow accepting bribes, ordering arson, threatening witnesses. The voice on the line? S. Reyes, an old ally deep within internal affairs. 2 days later, Sheriff Dalton Crow was arrested in his own office. The Iron Serpents weren't exonerated overnight. There were court dates, headlines, whispers, but they rebuilt, not as outlaws hiding in the dark, but as men who chose light when it mattered most. And Eli? He never left. Now he wears a simple silver band on his right hand, a gift from Kaine on his 18th birthday. Not a club patch, not yet, but a promise. You belong. If this story moved you, if you believe that one honest act can change a life, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us keep telling stories of hope, healing, and second chances to millions around the world. Drop a comment below. Where are you watching from? And have you ever done something kind without knowing how much it would matter? Thanks for watching.